this is something that's really important. Um, and I think it's something we've talked about before, but I just really want to hit this home. I think this is super crucial. What I'd like to talk about today is how to avoid being a commodity, right? There's a lot of farms that struggling to get customers. And usually there's three problems that we face. One, if farms are struggling, it's usually because their profit margin is too low. They don't have enough customers. Number two is they don't, they have their profit margin is low. Number two is they don't have enough customers. Number three is even if they do acquire more customers, those customers don't see the value in their product. They aren't willing to pay more. It's hard to turn those eyeballs into actual buyers. And the reason is because these customers are looking at your product, your food, as a commodity, as just any old generic food they can buy in the grocery store. And I'm going to show you ways you can solve problem number one with the profit margin being too low, and problem number three to turn customers into buyers that are willing to pay your price. And we'll talk about how to get more customers at a later time. But customers, they look at what you're producing, and a lot of times they think on the surface that they can buy your chicken, your product anywhere, right? They say, oh, that's the same thing I can get in the grocery store. We know the value. We know it's not the same as what's in the grocery store. We know it's produced very differently. It's raised on pasture. Birds are getting grasses and bugs to eat. We know it's awesome. We're regenerating our soils. The nutritional profile is better. The flavor is better. But the customer doesn't always see that, especially when they're first seeing your farm. They're not as educated. And so they're kind of equating, they're looking at your chicken. Oh, he's charging $25 for a chicken, and I can buy it in the grocery store for $5 already seasoned. Why would I buy that? Right. And the other reason that a lot of times farmers are struggling is because they have competition, right? So you guys may have competition with other farmers in your area. There might be other farmers doing pasture-raised poultry in your area. And I always look at competition as not competition. I always look at it as I view other farmers as just other people doing what I'm doing and helping heal the earth. I've never viewed it as competition. And I'll tell you why here in a minute. You'll see why. So the question becomes, how do we beat out that competition, right? How do we win that customer over to where they're not looking at our product as a commodity? They see the value in what we're doing. They see the value in the price we're charging. And how do we beat out that competition when there's another guy at the farmer's market, also selling pasture-raised chicken? And the solution is value-added products. And I've talked about this a little bit, but I just want to go a little bit deeper here. And what I mean by value-added products is by taking something in its raw form, adding value to it. So the example I like to use is think about, a live cow. You can sell for most farmers try to sell a live cattle and make no money on it. And then you can butcher that cow and you can sell it, a quarter cow wrapped up and processed for more money. And then you can take that wrapped cow and you can sell a ribeye steak, for $10, $15 a pound, right? But then if you cook that steak and you prepare it with mashed potatoes and green beans, you can charge $50 for that ribeye steak at a restaurant, right? So it's the same steak, the same cow, the same products, but we've added value along the way because of the convenience. We've added convenience to it. We've prepared that product, made it easier for the customer. So this principle, you can apply it to poultry, beef, pork, whatever you're doing. The more a food item is ready to be eaten, the more we can do to it, the higher we can charge. And not only that, the more you will sell and you will stand out from your competition because you're offering something different. Another great example is a pig. A lot of farmers will sell a quarter or half pig or whole pig share. But if the farmer actually paid the processor to cut, process, and package that pig, and they sold it by the cut, they could sell their cuts for much more than they could a whole pig. Now, what if they took those sausages, those cuts, and they seasoned it, smoked it, and made, flavored sausage links? Now they can sell that more than just a side of beef or a side of pork, right? And what if they took that same frozen sausage link and cooked it and put it on a bun with mustard and chili? Now they can sell it even more. So the further along we can get things, the more that we can charge. Here's another example. This is what I call the $120 duck. So just to give you an idea, we sell ducks for we're probably closer to $140. It's kind of old. We're wholesaling ducks. We're making about $10 a bird for a small duck. Now we net around $70 a bird retail, selling it direct consumer because we do value-added products.